What books do I use to get the information for the history wall? Thanks for the great question. This is the main source, the Timetables of History. It's one of those, separated by year, everything that happened. And it makes it easy to go through. But that's not where all of it comes from. If you look, something like here, if you look at the 400 BC and it's all filled up, that's because I went through that entire book section for this one. But for 300 BC, I didn't. So this is just stuff drawn from the nonfiction I've read. A lot of Roman history, history, religion, that kind of stuff. So this is just more pulled from nonfiction. What I'll do is, after I finish a book of nonfiction, or a couple of them, I wait to let them build up, I'll just go through and I use a little symbol, T with a box around it, to say that this is something that should be on the history wall. And then I put it up on the wall. And if it's not in a book and just comes from a random source, I will put it here on little note cards and be adding those as I kind of pass by. This is Papa's smoking cave, so sometimes he'll smoke a little bit and then get at the history wall and add a few items. So that's a really nice way to do it. And I actually have one other thing that was really helpful. This chart is called Shift of Civilization. And this was hanging above our dining room table back in Colorado for years. And so I used this because it has all of these great basics about history on it, and I added all of those good ones to the history wall as well. And it's still a sweet memory to have that around, because my first kid was born under that, and I went over it with her a little bit. And this is a great chart. You can still find editions of it online for pretty cheap. I don't even know where I picked mine up. And finally, if you like charts about history, I would recommend this book, Cartographies of Time. It's simply a history of all the people in history who made charts that try to capture all of history. And it's really just a fascinating study of these mad completionists. You're never going to get this job done, but you just keep working at it because it's a thing that's great to be obsessive about. And it actually speaks to a quote that I just found after I did my video about the 1100s. And it's this quote that says, "Learn all things. Afterwards you will find that nothing is superfluous." Hugh of St. Victor. And I think it's part of the reason that I do this. All of this stuff brought us here today, and the orders in which it happened is really important stuff to know. So that's some of my sources for history. I also have a digital version of this history wall. This is mostly stuff from books, but I have a digital version that collects all the nonfiction articles that I read, because there's no room to put up articles and stuff here. And so I really have two, a paper version and a digital version, and it's nice because then you can compare and contrast them. It kind of helps keep your head straight. So that's a little bit on the sourcing of the history wall.